Later in 10, all coins of the realm were designed and produced for the Empire here in these buildings. Now the buildings here which house the mint are called the casemates, or houses within the wall. So these are now accommodation for us, the young warders and our families. Over there behind you, a tall, narrow archway with a selling port or a royal entrance. You see, rather than use the packed and narrow streets of London, royalty and nobility would travel down the River Thames in their impressive barges. Tie up outside at the Queen's Stairs, make their way over a small drawbridge to safety here at the Tower. One person who made that journey in 1533 was Queen Anne Boleyn, which came here prepared for a marriage and coronation to King Henry VIII. But of course 3 years later, poor Anne comes to a very different gate and for a very different reason. But in front of you here is the Bell Tower. The Bell Tower gets its name from that small white box on the top. In there is the oldest surviving curfew and alarm bell in London. It dates from 1651. When sounded the alarm, the signal for all gates to be closed, portcullis is lowered, and these battlements manned for defence. These days we sound that bell at the end of each working day to warn the visitors. The Tower grounds are now closing. One of the uses of that, of course, will people in the local area of an execution up there on Tower Hill. On the day of Lord Lovett's execution, in 1747, 100,000 people gathered up there to watch about his head taken clean off. A nice family day out with a packed lunch. Now, the Bell Tower here has held many prisoners, many of them. I told you all about them. You'll be here tomorrow afternoon, so I'll tell you about a few. The first one, the young Princess Elizabeth Tudor, later of course Queen Elizabeth I, held in the upper chamber, we also call the strong room, on the orders of a half-sister, Queen Mary Tudor, or Bloody Mary. Mary thought Elizabeth was involved in Sir Thomas Wyatt rebellion against Mary's wishes to marry Philip of Spain. But Elizabeth was proved innocent and moved from here to Woodstock in Oxfordshire for a period of time. She did come back here on a couple of occasions, but of course one of those occasions, some 4 years later, prepared for her own coronation. Now, in the lower chamber is where a man called St Thomas More, the man for all seasons, the one-time Lord Chancellor of England, was held prisoner there for refusing to accept King Henry VIII as the head of the church in England. At the same time, and for the same reason, his good friend John Fisher, the Bishop of Rochester, he was held in the upper chamber. Both of these men, they suffered terribly over a period of 14 months, but could not be persuaded to abandon their beliefs, so were taken from here onto Tower Hill for a public execution. 400 years later, in 1935, these two courageous men, they were canonised as saints. But enough of this bloody door, let's go to the Traitors' Gate. I'll tell you some more. Follow me.